everybody. So I'm here to talk about our new story this week, and it's the first story in our new reading book. So that's really important. If you have not yet picked up your new reading book and turned in your old one, it's really important that you get that done as soon as possible because you won't be able to do any of our work for reading this whole week without it. All right, our story title this week is Judy Moody Saves the World. And this is kind of similar to our story from last week because this story is one chapter taken from a bigger novel, okay? So if you really like this story, you could actually get the whole book and read the entire thing. Our author is Megan McDonald, and our illustrator is Peter H. Reynolds. And then if we come over here to our sidebar, we've got our story title, and then our target skill this week. So what we're going to be learning about is story structure. And story structure might sound familiar to you because we have talked about it a couple of times already this year, but it's a really important skill. So we like to circle back around to it and make sure that you are really good at it. And then genre. Remember, the genre is the type of story. So this type of story is humorous fiction. And humorous fiction is a funny, imaginative story that may be realistic or unrealistic. So let's break it down. Humorous means funny. So that means this story is supposed to be funny. You should laugh at it. And fiction means not true. It's something that is made up. Megan McDonald made the whole thing up. It could be realistic and sounds like it could happen, but it didn't. And then our essential question is, why is it important to take care of our environment? So that's actually a really important question that everyone should ask themselves, and we're going to talk more about it tomorrow. All right, I do want to go over our vocabulary words before you get started, just so you're familiar when you come to them. So our first word is recycle. And recycle is to treat things that have been thrown away so they can be used again. So you can see right here, that's the symbol for recycling. And a lot of times things that we recycle are paper, cardboard, plastic bottles, newspaper, and then those things are reused and they don't end up in landfills. Our next word is project. And a project is a task or activity that requires much planning and time. So maybe if you've ever done a school project like a diorama, you know that you have to think about it, you have to plan it out, get your materials, make it. You can't just knock it out real quick. You really have to think about it and take time. Our next word is dripping. And dripping means falling down in drops. So maybe if you've ever not gotten the sink faucet turned all the way off, you might notice that the water keeps coming out, like doop, doop, doop. That's dripping. Our next word is carton. And a carton is a container, like a paper box, or what it makes me think of is the milk that you get here at school with your lunch. It's in a carton. All right, our next word is complicated. And if something is complicated, it's hard to understand or to do. So complicated always makes me think of Rubik's Cubes. You know those like little squares with all the different colors, squares on them, and you have to make them all the same? Huh, complicated. Okay, our next word is pollution. And pollution is when the land, water, or air is dirty. And not just like it's rainy or foggy. It means pollution is like chemicals and things like that. Pollution can come from factories, from driving cars too much, from fossil fuels. It comes mostly from humans, and pollution is not a good thing. All right, our next word is rubbish. And rubbish is just a synonym for trash. Garbage, waste, junk, they all kind of mean the same thing. The next word is hardly, and hardly means not very much. So if I say, oh no, you hardly ate any of your food, that means you didn't eat very much. All right, our next word is shade, and shade is an area where sunlight is blocked. So you can see this tree right here is providing some shade for the house. And our last word is global. And global means worldwide. So if you say something is global, that means that it's happening everywhere, not just in one area. All right, so what you're going to do now is check out the slides below and make sure you listen to our story read aloud on slide 2.